Welcome to Rokken and Talkken episode 3. The first two were awesome.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun making them.
Me too. Those are great.
Yeah. So today we're doing Ozzy, but before we get there, I'm curious, man, what you been listening to? Because it's been a month since we've gotten together.
Yeah.
So what you been listening to this past month?
Well, the main thing I'm listening to is, I got it right here, the Neon Warlords.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now that's your buddy, right?
Yeah, this is Chris Lodge's
Yeah,
band.
that's right.
And they're from Georgia. They're like...
Oh, do you mind if I see that?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That's so cool how they did it in like a Sega Genesis box.
Yep.
Oh, it's a cassette.
Yeah.
Oh, right on. I was thinking it was
it's got the pick in there.
Yeah, look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so what is this? Because I remember seeing them with you. Well, I seen him with you when they were in Doghead.
Oh, right.
But
right.
I really haven't listened to Neon Warlords.
So this is more like new retro synthwave metal.
Okay.
So it's kind of got that vibe that sounds like it's from the 80s, but it's got a heavy metal sound to it.
Okay.
And they just put out a new single called Going Rogue, and it's really good too.
Heck yeah.
So
Well, I know
they're doing well. I think they're fantastic, and you should check them out.
Hell yeah. I know that I follow him and he follows me on TikTok, so
Mhm.
I'll probably go check it out now.
Definitely.
It's like the dungeon synth kind of genre that got popular.
No, it's not like that. This is more like the it kind of sounds like Beast in Black and kind of like what the Crazy Licks and stuff
Oh,
are
it's
doing.
that
where
heavy?
It sounds like it's like got that 80s keyboards and stuff in it like that. It's really cool.
That's right up our alley.
For sure. What about you? What you been listening to?
Oh man, it's all in the Kiss world.
Of course.
It's they did a Landlocked in Vegas show
Yeah.
where they came out, and first day they did an unplugged thing that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The second night, which was the night before last, I believe, they did a plugged-in show that me and you talked about, and the break that Paul had, I think his voice sounded really, really good, and you can tell it's on a backing track because I saw the End of the Road tour twice.
Yeah.
And we watched the live stream of the last one together.
Right.
I'm very familiar with what Paul's backing track sounds like.
Yeah.
And that was not his backing track.
Right.
And you could tell it was, they seem revitalized. And then I saw somebody that's there saying that they're hinting at new music possibly.
Oh, really?
That's a rumor. But what's a fact is that Peter Criss has released a new single called Creepy Crawlers.
Mm-hmm.
If you pre-order the new album on Bandcamp, you get the song. I think I sent it to you.
Yeah.
It's got a really old school Alice Cooper feel.
Good.
And yeah, I liked it a lot. And the other thing I wanted to shout out, I'll link it in the comments. There are two great, I mean great fan-made movies about Kiss on YouTube. One's called Rise to It. It's an in-depth documentary. It's not even a documentary, it's actual footage of the band during the Hot in the Shade tour.
Wow.
It's awesome. It's an hour and a half long, and then there's another one called From Tokyo to You, and it's all about their 1977 Budokan performance, and how now it's on Kissology 1,
Right.
but for years it was this lost bootleg. They called it the Lost Alive 2. So it's a documentary about the tape trading bootleg that was called the Lost Alive 2.
Really?
Yeah, called From Tokyo to You. And it's also an hour and a half long, and it's well made. So Rise to It and From Tokyo to You, the Kiss fan made. I wish I knew the guys' names that directed it off the top of my head, but huge shout out to you guys. You guys did awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been listening to.
Wow.
Just listening to all the Kiss Landlocked stuff and Peter Criss, and I'm always listening to Kiss.
That's right.
But lately I've been listening to Ozzy heavy because we wanted to rank the Ozzy albums.
Yes.
And this was a hard list to make. Once I got past the first couple that obviously go at the bottom, it's like, man, what do you put here?
Yeah.
Because you end up putting albums you love at 5 or 6 when they could go at 1 if the other ones hadn't come out.
Right. You know what? The whenever I was listening through Ozzy, because I got to ask you before we even get started, before I even go to that point, I'll ask you this in a second, but the thing that I was trying to do by ranking these albums was going off nothing but the deep cuts. Which deep cuts do I like most to put it somewhere? Because they're all so even.
Right.
The albums are. I got to figure out which deep cuts do I like the most, and that's the one I'll put further down.
That's pretty much the same for me. There's one album that I think I treated a little unfairly because the deep. We'll get into it, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much how I did it too. Looked at the deep tracks because on something like Blizzard, I'm not gonna listen to Crazy Train. I'm just not gonna do it. But anyway, with that
when did you first hear Ozzy? When did you start getting into Ozzy? What'd you say?
Well, we kind of talked about that a little at the beginning of the Black Sabbath. It's the same story of the Ozman cometh,
right?
And did that really creeping me out?
Right.
But when I hate to say this because I liked Ozzy beforehand, but I got really into his comeback with the Osbournes and Down to Earth.
Right.
I was born in '88. That was in 2001, 2000. So that's when my Ozzy love just exploded. I flirted with it here and there. I had Ozman Cometh. I liked some stuff. But when I became a true fan I hate to say it, but the Osbourne era.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, I'm
a little younger than you, though.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I never really watched that show. I don't remember us really having cable to watch it until a little later. No, we definitely had it. I just didn't watch it.
It was just one of those cultural things that really sucked you in,
Yeah.
like it, and
at the time.
At the time, yeah. Well, I've gone back and watched it, and since we're talking about Ozzy, I will say that they had started doing they meaning the Osbourne family, Jack, Kelly, Sharon, and Ozzy. They had started doing, I think it was called the Basement Tapes, where they would do live streams or these actually kind of like what we're doing, just sitting around talking about. They would watch old episodes of the Osbournes, talk about memories.
Really, that sounds fun.
This was an ongoing series, all the way. They even did an episode after the Back from the Beginning show, and it ended when he died. It was ongoing, and they just put out an hour and a half. Their first public thing that they've done. They put out an hour and a half video about his passing and stuff. So that was a hard one to. Celebrity deaths usually don't affect me, but that one I think affected the whole world. The whole. I remember my mom said at one point a long time ago. She said this was 20 years ago. She said when Ozzy dies, the world will stop turning for a few minutes.
Wow.
And I think it did.
Wow. So let's jump into it.
Yeah, let's get into this. You want to go first?
Sure. Yeah,
right,
absolutely, man.
So here we are. We're going to rank the 12 studio Ozzy albums. We're not counting the live albums. But here we go. What you got at your very last 12th place?
12th place for me was Ordinary Man.
Ordinary Man. We got it. We got it right here.
Yep. Ordinary Man.
So what do you think about this one?
Well,
I like the back cover a lot.
Let me take a look.
The back cover is actually kind of cool looking.
Yeah, I think my favorite song on it was the one with Elton John, actually.
Is that right?
And I think it's called Ordinary Man.
Yeah.
And that was really the only track that I really dug on the album. And I'm not sitting here trying to hate on anybody or whatever you want to say, but, Ozzy with Post Malone and all that, it was kind of embarrassing to me. It was like a lowest point.
Yeah.
For me, I just didn't care for that, and I was like, man, I just couldn't connect with this album very much.
No, me neither. That changed a little bit for me when I watched the Paramount documentary about the making of this album, because I have not seen that. He was dying, and this was really just a project to keep his mind occupied from the fact that he was actively dying.
Wow.
So it softened me on the album a little bit, but I agree. I don't have it at my last place, but there is there's some stuff on it.
I don't know. The highly produced vocals and whatnot, and just all in all, I just didn't care for this album musically, and that's why I put it at the back. But I did like the song with Elton John. I thought it was a nice little song.
Yeah.
It was a nice little slow song.
All right. Well, my number 12 is Black Rain. To me, I don't even really particularly care for the single I Don't Want to Stop. It's okay, but I don't know. It reminds me of 2008 rock.
That sound,
yeah. Zakk Wylde is on it. I mean, there's not a lot going on here that I actually like. I do kind of like the Almighty Dollar and 11 Silver, but other than that, Black Rain. This is when I think this is when he first started getting really sick, because if memory serves, this tour had to stop in the middle, and he didn't end up finishing. I think there's a documentary or something about the tour of this album. I'll have to rethink about that. But yeah, not a lot I listened to ever on this album.
Right.
I tried listening to it. I didn't even get all the way through it for listening to ranking it.
Really?
Yeah, man. It's just not. It's just not remarkable in any way.
Right. I think we have a mindset when it comes to Ozzy that the modern sound of rock, it just doesn't fit his voice to me.
Yeah, I agree. With the exception of Patient Number 9, I would agree with that.
Yeah, that's a different story. That album there, it definitely calls back to the old sound, and that's my next album to keep it going. I think Not Going Away or No Going Away was the song that I enjoyed off this album.
Yeah.
But or Not Going Away rather. I'm sorry. But yeah, I did not. I was the same, man.
And it's kind of a shame because
that's a cool picture.
Yeah, it is a cool picture. We should have seen. I mean, we didn't know each other, but us as individuals should have been able to see this tour.
Right.
I was already out of high school. I was an adult. This album should have.
Wow, 07.
Yeah, and if I had. Oh, is it 07?
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying 08. So I'm correct. It's 07. If I had seen this tour,
yeah,
I would probably love this album.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so your number 11 and my number 12 was Black Rain. Right. So now I'm going with my number 11, which is it's Ordinary Man.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
There.
The Post Malone, I don't even. That's on Apple Music for the longest time. That's Ozzy's number 1 song. Is the one with Post Malone. Yeah. The one that had the most downloads. I do like Under the Graveyard. That's a decent song. But that's about it. Scary Little Green Men, okay. All right, yeah. Holy for Tonight is not a bad song at all. But we pretty much covered this album. I mean, like I said, I softened on it a little bit when I saw the Paramount documentary and realized that, they were trying to occupy his mind, and so.
How interesting.
So I kind of have a soft spot for this on that level, but other than that, yep. So my in last place was Black Rain. Yours is Ordinary Man. Yep. My 11 was Ordinary Man. Now what's your number 11?
My number 11 is Down to Earth. Yep. I mean,
actually 10. Yeah, Ordinary Man, Black.
Oh yeah,
Rain,
yeah. There you go.
Love the artwork though. I love the artwork.
Now, what do you love so much about this artwork here?
It's very 90s Blair Witch 2. It's very.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very.
It kind of looks like the weird puppet master type character there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I would say I like this album a lot when it came out. Gets me through. I love Facing Hell.
Right.
There is some good stuff on this album.
I was seeing, and the Dreamer, the single.
Yeah.
And I was looking for the deep cuts and whatnot on that one.
They don't really exist on this album.
Really? Because I'm not familiar with this album until more recently. I didn't listen to it when it came out or anything. I was kind of, I was kind of big into the power metal thing, and I had kind of gone past it. And
kind of a gateway.
And I kind of went through it with I was kind of hearing it and going, well, what I'm hearing from it is not interesting to me.
Right.
When I want to listen to Ozzy, I'll listen to Shot in the Dark or something, album like that.
Hey, love that album.
Yeah, and when I heard what I did hear from it, I didn't care too much for it.
Right.
But,
it's definitely a modern sounding album.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I didn't.
Yeah, Dreamer, I never liked that song. Gazing through the window at the world outside. I don't know. I just never liked it, man. It became. I think he kind of fancied himself a John Lennon of sorts sometimes.
Yeah.
And that song was always kind of sounded to me like a second-rate John Lennon song.
I liked That I Never Had. I thought was the song that I liked the most off that one. It caught me the most.
Which one?
That I Never Had.
Oh yeah. I like Facing Hell a lot. That's a heavy track.
Yeah, I like those heavier tracks for sure.
So my number 10, I rank that a little bit higher than you, but it's not that much higher. But my number 10 is Scream. And there's one thing that I've got to say about this album. I've never heard anybody talk about it. I don't understand why people don't talk about it. one of my all-time favorite Ozzy songs is on this album, and it's called "Digging You Down."
Wow.
Is it "Digging You Down" or is it "Digging Me Down"?
Digging Me Down.
"Digging Me Down," man. That freaking track. Oh, we should also say
Fearless
Gus.
is my.
Yeah, that's
I
a
like
good one
lot.
too. Gus G from Firewind came in.
That was my main thing to talk about with this album.
Yeah. And
I love him.
Nobody knew at the time, but Zakk Wylde recently explained why Ozzy had him leave. He said Ozzy came to him and said, "I really don't want to be the singer for Black Label Society." And then Zakk Wylde was like, "All right, boss, I get it."
Yeah.
But I can't speak highly enough about "Digging Me Down." That song is, I mean, it's so heavy, and the lyrics are incredible. During the bridge, "How will I know you as the Jesus Christ? Have you already been here once or twice?
Right.
The Son of Man or obsolete facade? How will I know that you're the Son of God?" Those lyrics are awesome. The rest of this album is kind of stinks, but I love that song, and I just wanted to give it a shout out because I never hear Ozzy fans talk about that song.
Right.
And that song is the best song outside of his 80s and 90s stuff.
Right. I agree, man. I agree. Like I said, "Digging Me Down" and "Fearless" were the two tracks off this album, and this is my next album that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And "Digging Me Down" and "Fearless" were the two best tracks on this CD to me.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, I just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, same here. And
I always listen to hear Gus's guitar solo.
Yeah, and
he rules.
He really does rule. And Firewind, I love Firewind,
awesome.
but honestly, he didn't do enough Gus G on this album.
Right.
This album could have been Zakk Wylde. It could have been Jake E. Lee. There's not enough of a signature Gus G sound on it. It's an Ozzy album through and through.
Yes.
And it's not a terrible one, but it's also not the best. If Digging Me Down, that song, I swear, it's great.
So that was my next one as well.
All right. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, that's pretty much it. I do love Firewind and his work with Dream Evil and stuff that he did, Mystic Prophecy, when he played with them back in the day. Gus is really cool. His solo albums are great,
too. Well, I don't know a lot about what he did before Firewind.
Oh, it was heavy.
Yeah, I believe it. My next one's Down to Earth. There's some... We kind of already talked about it. This is very... I don't know... I was really into Marilyn Manson and the Blair Witch Project and Wicca and all of that stuff at the time of what was happening back then.
Right.
And this album, I just remember liking, and I watched, I think it was on Conan O'Brien, him do his, the live performance that gets me through.
He played it on Conan?
It could have been Conan, it could have been Letterman, it could have been Leno, but it was one of those shows.
Wow.
I don't know why this doesn't have the track listing on it.
It's right here.
Oh, there we go. Gotcha. There is a riff on here that I swear that is a Black Sabbath riff that they just reused. Yeah, I do like No Easy Way Out, that I never had. Junkie is not bad. It's just running
out of time.
Part 1. He never did a part 2 to that, so I'm not sure. I don't really have a lot more to say about this album. I have a memory of my brother-in-law, my sister's husband. His name is Alex. He's a good friend of mine and everything. We grew up together, and at the skating rink, this album had come out, and we loved it at the time. And we were at the skating rink, and he was off flirting with some girl, and I was getting a Coke or something. And all of a sudden, at the skating rink, we heard the opening piano intro to Gets Me Through, and I had this memory of, he was chubby back then, he's not anymore, but I just remember hearing my name being screamed from the other side of the skating rink, and then looking, and he used to wear a camo trench coat, him just skate, Logan, coming to get me so we could skate to Get Me Through. Because they're like, I can't believe they're playing the new Ozzy song at the skating rink. So I do have fond memories of that whole time period.
Yeah.
It was his comeback album, even though he hadn't been gone very long. Reunion came out like 2 years before this, and Osmosis was just a few years before this, but anyway, I've talked too much about it for an album I don't care for. Anyway, all right, man, what you got next?
It's Patient Number 9, and hey,
dude, we might be note for note on this one.
Every album that comes before this are just absolute classics. Why this couldn't go any higher. But this album is shockingly awesome.
I think we're exactly on the same page. I really agree. It is an incredible album for him to go out on. I love it.
Oh, it sounds so much better than the albums we just spoke about.
Yeah.
It feels like the guitar and the riffs and the style of metal is back to the way you think of Ozzy Osbourne's metal.
Well, that has a lot to do with the fact that this is almost like a all-star run of his collaborators.
Yes.
You've got Tony Iommi on here. You've got Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton.
Mm.
You've got Mike McCready. You've got Zach Wilde. You've got Rob Trujillo.
Right.
Obviously, Tony Iommi. I'm not sure if I mentioned that or not.
Mm-hmm.
But this album is his victory lap.
Yeah.
And I think that Ordinary Man whet his appetite to do this album.
Yeah. And the song Patient Number 9 is awesome.
What do you do when the...
And Parasite.
Yeah, Parasite
rules.
is great, yeah. Degradation Rules, even though it's kind of corny. It's talking about, porn addiction. I love when it comes back.
I love that song, Nothing Feels Right.
Man, that's been my anthem the past few years. Since, like, COVID or whatever. Once I heard Nothing Feels Right, I'm like, man, that's true. That's true.
It's
man.
not a lie.
Life does not feel right these days, but and then of course Dead and Gone. I mean, kind of, yeah. But Degradation Rules. I love when Ozzy comes back in with the harmonica and Tony Iommi's on it. It's like The Wizard, or something. It's No Escape From Now is really good. I'm glad that you hear what I hear from this album, because everybody just says nothing but bash the last two Ozzy albums, and I tried to be more lenient on Ordinary Man, but the songs just aren't there.
Yeah.
But this album. And like you said, it is only because of what comes after this or before this that it can't go higher. But I was tempted to put it higher because, even though No More Tears is one of my favorite albums, I would almost go to this one more now just because those are played out. But so in that sense, you could have put it higher. But yeah, we both agree. This is an excellent album.
Yeah.
You should definitely check it out.
If you have,
this is actually the cover. I just liked the religious pose in the front, so I have mine actually switched over. Yeah.
If you haven't checked it out and you haven't thought about it, I've been there. With those other albums we were talking about at that time, I was like, I've got Stradivarius and I've got all these other metal bands. I want to listen to Metal Church again or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to Ozzy's new stuff, and I know what's going on here. But this one, I kind of made that mistake at first and was kind of like, here we go again with another. It's gonna sound like friggin' Five Finger Death Punch or something. And then I put it in and was like, oh man, this sounds like old school Ozzy's heavy metal.
And you know what I like about it? This is almost like him coming to terms with his mortality. Right. This is his autobiography, and I love the fact that I'm a Christian. I believe in saints and stuff, so I don't actually mean that Ozzy's a saint, but in a very real way. Even though he was a rock god, and even though he was a rock legend, he struggled with his faults. He struggled with the things that he did wrong, and he wrote about that. And he was a person that, even though he was Ozzy Osbourne, you could relate to him on a very personal level. He wore his emotions on his sleeve, and he in that sense, he kind of reminds me of like a saint, because, and I'm not saying he's a saint, so please don't get that twisted, but you can see his human struggle. Yeah. He never really hid behind the rock star thing. He was accessible. He was open. We all know the horror stories about him and Sharon, and he would, the love that they had, the forgiveness that they had, the way he found his way to peace through forgiveness with her. It's all just, even though he's the Prince of Darkness, it's all very poetic, and it's all he struggled as a human being, and he found love and forgiveness through his family, in spite of how much of a shithead he could have been. Yeah. And there's something about that struggle that inspires me. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but and I feel that on this album. Anyway, we talked a lot about Patient Number 9. But what do you do when the padded cells become reality? I think he was really, all right, I'm about to die. This is it. Anyway.
I think the album's worth talking about because I don't think it's gotten enough airplay from people that maybe have liked I was, years ago. Yeah. And not giving it a shot. It's worth giving it a shot. Just run through it once and just see
For sure.
You'll find a couple tracks that'll grab you.
Absolutely. Well, I just happened to peek over at your list, and I'm a little offended at what I see next.
Mm-hmm. It's that big album.
We're about to split. So far, we've been note for note.
Well, everyone knew that would happen. I think everyone would be note for note almost on the back.
Yeah, but for this one, I can't believe it. So
well, I love it.
Do you want to say what it is before I hold it up?
No, go ahead, hold it up. We'll
your next
just kind of talk about is Diary of a Madman is my next one, and let me just tell you why. Is because, well, if you knew from my Kiss ranking and stuff like that, and my Black Sabbath ranking, that 80s more upbeat 80s sound is more what I like, and this album is a little slower than Blizzard to me. Even though it does have some sweet tracks on it, and I'm going to tell you. The song Diary of a Madman.
It's incredible.
It is an unbelievable song. This album is awesome.
Yeah, man, I can't believe you have it this low, but hey, that's okay.
I can't
that's okay, man. I know.
I can't beat them. I can't.
Yeah.
But you know what? And this is not to talk more about this album because I know we will whenever we get further down on there. But Lisa Loeb's cover of is Goodbye to Romance. Which is on Blizzard. It's on Blizzard.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about it while we were talking about it. I didn't want to forget that cover is really awesome.
You sent that to me. I think the day he died, or maybe right after.
Very cool cover if you haven't heard that. But
talk about a cool cover. Look at that cover.
That is awesome. Yeah, this is a beautiful vinyl, actually. By the way,
yeah,
it's in great shape.
Yeah, it's a re-release.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Like I said earlier in another video, I'm a 180 gram vinyl guy. I really don't need my vinyls to be original.
Wow.
I kind of like new vinyls. It's not OG, but I'm not trying to be either,
Yeah.
I like my tape, like I said, I like my tapes to be of the time, but records. But I've got a really decent record player, and I like to hear that crisp sound.
Oh, yeah. But I'll say that the only reason this album is back on my list a little bit is just because it's a little slower.
Yeah, sure.
It's a little more mellow than what I like when I'm listening to the music. But it does have a lot of killer songs.
What are your standout tracks?
Well, it's not Over the Mountain or Flying High Again. Those two songs always kind of played out to me.
Man, I love Over the Mountain. That's one of those songs like War Pigs. Yeah, it is played out, but for some reason I can just never get enough of it.
But I love You Can't Kill Rock and Roll, and I love Diary of a Madman.
Yeah, Believer, man. Golly, Believer's awesome.
Just one of the greatest album covers ever, too. Look at that.
Yeah, I know the internet has seen this album cover a million times. You don't need me to show it to you. But even the back cover is dope.
Yeah.
Like, he just, right on, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, my next one.
Yeah.
See, it's hard. I'm about to do the same thing you did, but on a different album. This is a hard freaking ranking, man, because the album I'm about to hold up, I love. But it's Bark at the Moon.
Man, that album is awesome.
Dude, it really is. And it's hard for me to put it. I love Now You See It, Now You Don't.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love, obviously, Rock and Roll Rebel is just absolutely killer. Waiting for Darkness.
The keyboards in that album.
Yeah, dude. Well, see, that's the reason I have it down a little bit.
Is that right?
Yeah. There's some stuff. I'm so
it's
tired.
So catchy.
Again, talking about him being John Lennon type guy. The Beatles have a song. John Lennon has a song in the Beatles called "I'm So Tired."
Yeah.
So his song "So Tired," and that was a very almost like a 70s variety show type sounding song.
Yeah.
So that brought talk about deep tracks and where we put them. Right. That song brought it down. Waiting for Darkness, though.
That song. You know who does a good cover of that?
Who's that?
Reckless Love.
Oh, really? Yeah. I don't know if I knew that. Yeah. Heck yeah, man. No, I mean, Rock and Roll Rebel, You're No Different. I love You're No Different. And then, of course, Bark at the Moon is one of the best. Like I said, this is a hard list to make. I absolutely love this album.
You know what really stands out to me when I listen to that album with the headphones and everything? The bass.
Yeah,
the bass sound on this album is really fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. And obviously, I wasn't a big fan of Center of Eternity. So Center of Eternity, So Tired, those brought it down for me a little bit. But it's still a freaking 9 out of 10 album.
Absolutely.
I can't believe I was so offended at you for Diary, and my next one was Bark at the Moon.
I mean, every album I'm looking at on the table here is freaking awesome, so it's really tough to do that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mark, I keep over here.
So, all right, what's next for you?
So, now, next for me is an album that I know you really love as well, and I love it too, but Ultimate Sin.
It is my, well, I'm not going to give any spoilers.
I don't know, man. Maybe when I was just listening to it over again, I was like,
Secret Loser, that song's awesome.
yeah, yeah, that rules. But I was just like, there was a lot of awesome riffs, and like, then the choruses kind of let me down a little on a couple tracks, and
yeah,
I was kind of like, I mean, and that happens on another album that when we get to it, I'll talk about a couple songs that, but I really love the album, but the verse is cooler than the chorus in a couple tracks. And that was happening to me a lot when I listened to this. But let me tell you, when I was younger,
now that
we
you
wore
say
this
that,
album
I can hear that, because there's really not a chorus in the song "The Ultimate Sin." There's really not a chorus in "Thank God for the Bomb." However,
yeah,
you got "Shot in the Dark,"
yeah, a classic,
which is one of his best choruses.
Yeah, an absolute classic. And "Killer of Giants" is pretty cool.
Oh man, come on,
cool...
that song is incredible. Yeah, I love this album. Ozzy would go on to say that this was his least favorite album. I think that's everybody knows that. Oh yeah. There's a lot he didn't like about this album.
I really like "Fool Like You," and I really like
Lightning Strikes.
Lightning Strikes, but that's one of those ones where the chorus let me down.
Yeah.
But I really loved it, and let me tell you, my brother and I used to really wear this out.
This is my favorite album cover he ever did.
Oh man, let me just get a look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, I know, right? Look at that.
That is. Gosh. See there, this is something AI can't duplicate.
Yeah, exactly.
Artwork.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? The Warlock album covers.
Oh man, yeah. I wonder who the artist is. I have to look into that and see. I'm sure they did more album covers, and I bet they're really cool.
I'm going to talk a lot more about that when it gets to it. My next one, again, man, how do you? It's hard list to freaking make, man. My next one is "No More Tears," even though this is a 10 out of 10 album, maybe 11 out of 10 album.
Absolutely. There's just a couple tracks that are kind of funny, but
"Zombie Stomp" is the only one that I really skip.
Mr. Tinker Train's kind of funny too, but
I like I like that song.
I do too.
I like how it starts out with the acoustic kind of blues thing. And
absolutely.
It really, obviously, "I Don't Want to Change the World," "Mama, I'm Coming Home," "Desire." You
rules.
When me and you, before he died, at the same time, ironically, we started getting into Ozzy again separately.
Very strange.
Yeah, and then you sent me the song "Sin," which I had forgotten about. It was the first time I heard that song in probably 20 years, but damn it, it is one of his best.
I'm telling you.
It is one of his best.
It gives me chills how much I love that song.
Yeah. It's a great song. "Road to Nowhere."
God, it's an album of nothing but classics.
Time after time, I forgot that was on here.
Man.
I know that, again, I wasn't there, but I watched the live stream of Back from the Beginning, and at this point, it's everywhere on the internet. Hearing him sing "Mama, I'm Coming Home" on that last performance, it choked me up, man. It really did. This is a fantastic record, or album, but, I just can't put it above, certain other things.
There's not many left.
Yeah, there's not many left. This will be a shorter video.
It would be if I could, they'd all be in one long tie with a bracket.
Yes, for real. With the exception of
I could listen to all of them.
With the exception of "Scream" and "Black Rain" and "Ordinary Man." Everything else would be a tie. Yeah, I love this album. It's just because it's number 5 or whatever doesn't mean that I don't. It's just, or number 6. It just doesn't grip me the way the rest of them do. But or maybe it's because it's got that played out because
there's a lot of hits on it.
Yeah. When you hear Ozzy 9 times out of 10, if it's not "Crazy Train," it's gonna be "No More Tears" or "Mama, I'm Coming Home." Yeah. But awesome album cover. I like what he. Yeah, I love this album. It's a hard list to make, but yeah, I'm gonna keep this out because I know you still gotta talk about that one.
Yep, keep that one a little higher, and this one's disappointing to everybody I know for my next one. But
we know you at this point. What's that? That was meant as a compliment, not a.
It's Blizzard though.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's so far. This is, of course, probably the first album everyone heard by him, I would say. And if I can remember correctly, of course, it was probably "Crazy Train," on the radio and stuff when we were younger. But I remember listening to this album a ton.
Oh yeah,
and
me too.
All the way through and through, and there wasn't anything from "Suicide Solution," Mr. Crowley. I mean,
freaking one of the best.
And it had more of like an old school, not so much metal to me. It was more it was kind of had some bluesy stuff in it.
Yeah,
It had some
yeah.
old school rock.
Well, it's really a
Deep
perfect
Purple-y
mix
kind
of
of
what
a
was
thing.
going on in the early '80s LA
Right.
strip versus what Sabbath was doing.
Right.
And it doesn't really sound like the rest of the glam bands.
Not
it
at
doesn't
all.
sound like
Was it-
Sabbath.
Because this is like right at the end of the 70s, into the 80s.
Yeah, I think this is recorded in 1980. So this
Yeah.
was completely out of the 70s. But you want to talk about the lineup of freaking Rudy
Oh,
Sarzo,
gosh.
Tommy Aldridge, obviously Randy
yeah.
Rhoads and Ozzy, probably the best freaking lineup of all time. And I used to sit
Unreal.
in my room and try to figure out This is before internet.
Mm-hmm.
I was just,
I remember my brother being able to play it pretty well.
that's a hard song to play, man.
Yeah. Great album, though. I mean, I just, I get more kicks out of some later ones, and
Sure.
I do love it, though. I do love.
Well,
love
how can you
sitting around and
not?
listening to it.
How can you not? I mean, it's Blizzard of Oz. It is, which was going to be the name of the band. It was going to be the name of the band.
That'd been
but
pretty cool.
But Dana, we got to talk about this. Dana Strum. There's a interview that he did, and it's legendary. I even heard Rudy Sarzo talk about this on Billy Corgan's show just a couple days ago. Dana Strum was the guy that introduced Ozzy to Randy. And,
How strange.
And Ozzy was not particularly crazy about even wanting to meet Randy. He was just not. Dana really had to work to get. So Dana behind the scenes, obviously from Slaughter and Vinnie Vincent
Right.
Invasion, he's one of those guys that was like, he was almost more influential behind the scenes than he was in the spotlight, even though Slaughter was a multi-platinum band.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Dana was saying, I got a guy that's going to fit perfectly, correct?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Ozzy
yeah.
was going, well, we got to listen to these other guys.
Yeah. Let's go find Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my next one after that, after my No More Tears,
No More Tears, yeah.
is my number 5 is Osmosis.
Whew, man.
And it's funny that I'm sitting here doing this, eating my own words, because about a couple months ago we were talking about this album, and I said, man, other people have this ranked at 5, 6, 7. Why? This is an incredible album. Well, now I know why.
It's
like,
tough.
when you sit down and you start to do it, it's like, but this is, honestly, I have to put certain albums at a certain place just because of the weight that they've held in my life. But this is probably the Ozzy album I go back to. It's probably like my soft favorite. You know what I mean? I Just Want You is freaking incredible.
Really great.
That
was right.
Thunder Underground.
Heavy.
Yeah.
That was right at the year when I was, right in the middle of the 90s. So I was like really into all that Smashing
Man.
Pumpkins and what was playing on TV at the time, and it was
See You on the Other Side. I freaking love that
Just
song.
Want You's video was playing all the time. So
That's a great song.
yeah, it's really
Ghost
cool
Behind
video.
My Eyes, Perry Mason. This album, freaking 10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
It's great. I was gonna say something, but I kind of lost what it was. Oh, there was a Essential Ozzy or whatever that came out. I think it was after Down to Earth and before Live at Budokan. There was like an Essential 2-disc track, and I actually heard those songs like Thunder Underground, Old LA Tonight on that before I even got this album. So then I had to circle back to it.
Right.
Great album. Again, he kills all his album covers. But man, the intro of Perry Mason.
Yeah.
I gotta say that Hailstorm, who I'll be talking about in a future video, they did a cover of Perry Mason at Back to the Beginning, the last show, and then they started doing it on their own tour. It freaking rocks. So Perry Mason is incredible. I love that song.
Yeah.
One of the best bass lines of all time. Isn't Rob Trujillo on bass on this record?
I don't know. I thought it was the bassist from Alice in Chains, but that might have been No More Tears that I'm thinking of.
Let me see.
I can't recall.
The weird thing about... I feel so stupid. Geezer Butler.
Oh, dang. Dang.
No wonder it's such a great... Man, what? I feel like a poser now. I don't know that I remembered or not. Maybe I never knew that Geezer was on this album. If I'm being completely honest, I don't want to be a poser, but I feel kind of stupid now. Geezer Butler is on the friggin' bass on that.
Man, oh man.
Well, that makes sense though, because right after this they would do Reunion.
Right.
So that kind of checks out. I wonder if is he on ever? I don't know why I didn't remember that, but whatever. Osmosis. What you got next?
I'm going with No Rest for the Wicked.
God, I love
This
that
album is through
Heavy.
and through awesome, heavy.
Yeah.
Zach-
You talk about bass tone. Best bass tone on
man,
any Ozzy
for
album.
sure, for sure. I mean, and the riff to Breaking All the Rules into the verse is one of the coolest, heaviest riffs ever. Then the chorus.
Yeah, breaking all the rules.
It's not great. So that makes me sad because that riff is, well, I know.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, in truth is just another stranger. It rocks. And it's just like, golly.
Yeah.
This album, though, the tone and it is heavy, man. And Zach
I
was
love it.
Awesome on this album.
Yeah,
he
he
had the
was.
perfect sound for this.
He did, man.
And the songwriting is fantastic. I mean, Bloodbath in Paradise and Miracle
About the Manson family?
Just
Yeah.
everything had such a cool. I love music that doesn't sing about love and relationships all the time. And this album actually threw in some really cool stuff, which a lot of Aussies do.
Actually, none of the bands we've covered sing about love and
I know,
relationships. And Kiss is as close as it gets, but like...
But you know, the girl and the baby and come on, you know. And so this album is just straight up awesome. And I don't have to say go listen to it because I know everybody has.
Right.
But man,
what's your standout track? Would it be Breaking All the Rules?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Breaking All the Rules.
Crazy Babies. How can
Crazy.
you,
Yeah, I'll say.
I've always kind of wondered what
Fire in the Sky actually because
Fire in the
it's
Sky.
a unique, very different sounding song. It's very cool.
I love the lyrics to Fire in the Sky. The castle crumbled, exposing the frightened child. What does it go? It has a wonder why he grew up to be so wild. That song is. I don't think he wrote the lyrics, but some of the best lyrics in an Ozzy song. Fire in the Sky. I forgot about that song. That's my favorite song on this album.
That song, the whole album rules.
Let me see. Actually, that's my next one after Osmosis.
There you go.
Miracle Man. Come on, dude.
Oh, man.
We didn't talk about that.
Box and everything. Just
cool.
There
is a. Actually, I remember we were walking into the Slaughter and Great White show talking about Miracle Man, and I sat down and learned the riff recently.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't know that it was just Foxy Lady by Jimi Hendrix. If I had a guitar, I'd show you, but it's just dun 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 dun. Except it's digga digga dun 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 dun. It's the same, but it's the same thing, changed a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. But what I really love about Miracle Man is in the chug leading up to the first verse, Zach does a 3-string pinch harmonic. What? Like, I'll try to play it, and you know that wow, that squeal.
Yeah.
That's a 3-string harmonic.
Golly.
And I can't figure out how to do it. Bloodbath in Paradise, I am a true crime guy, and I got really, really, really into the Manson case, like probably a little bit too much. And so I really loved Bloodbath in Paradise.
Right.
Charlie and the family might get you.
Mm-hmm.
But then, again with the chorus in that song isn't right there.
Right.
Bloodbath in Paradise, and then great album though. I love how heavy it is. Demon Alcohol, Tattooed Dancer, friggin' awesome song.
It's just a straight, solid list all the way down and down.
And it's really got that, what I think of as 80s heavy metal. I mean, at this point in time, in like 88, 89.
Yeah, late 80s.
This is, that sounds like what I hear from that whole genre.
Right.
I can't read this. The original release, 88. So we were right on the money with that, yeah. All right. So what's your next one?
My next one is what album you just talked about, but it's Osmosis. And my brother and I ordered, my grandmother was living with us at the time, and we ordered the 12 CDs for a penny dollar. Yeah, we freaking did it because we were, in elementary and middle school.
Right.
We did it.
I did it back then too.
Really?
Yeah.
And my grandmother was like, okay.
They were the worst audio recorded qualities of CDs ever. They were the ones that you got one sheet of paper.
Yeah.
This might have been from one of them.
Right.
Like a Super Saver or something like that.
And we ordered our 12 CDs, and Osmosis was one of those 12 CDs. So and that was the first. We ordered them on cassette.
Heck yeah.
Because we didn't have a CD player.
Right.
but they sent us CDs.
Oh, right on.
So my dad had to go to Circuit City.
I remember Circuit City.
And buy a CD player just so we could listen to these 12 CDs we got. So we got Osmosis and I think Core by Stone Temple Pilots and Frog Stomp by Silverchair.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of stuff that was mid-90s.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, and so when we got our CD player from Circuit City, I think it's in my music room right now.
You still have it?
I still have that.
That's
and it
awesome.
still works.
That's
it's
awesome,
a Sony.
man.
Still plays.
I still have a Sony tape deck and CD player
Really?
combo too, yeah.
But so
it's not from back then. I got it on eBay,
right?
But it still works.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still got the stuff, and this album was one of the first CDs I ever listened to.
Nice, man.
So, and I can't say so many good things about it. It's just that good.
It's an incredible album.
Oh my gosh! The only song I don't really care for is the song with Steve Vai on it, and I really love Steve Vai.
Yeah. I
My
don't even know
Little
which
Man.
one he. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
About Jack, yeah.
And that's the only song that I'm kind of like, I can skip it. But every other song I've got to listen to.
Yeah.
It's just.
I
Awesome.
like Old L.A. Tonight, which is
I
a
love that
slower
song.
song that's
Oh
not
my
really
gosh.
talked about a lot.
That song rules. Yeah,
Yeah.
This whole album is really fantastic. And like you said, Thunder Underground.
Yeah.
I remember us playing that so much, turning it up all the way on our headphones on the bus,
Yeah.
and then pulling our headphones off so everybody else could hear.
Right.
We used to do it. Yep. This album rules. Osmosis is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's my number 3.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, we're coming into the nitty gritty.
This is it.
This is a lot shorter than the Kiss and okay. Well, my number 3, we've talked about it a little bit. I hate to do this, man. I hate to just fall in line with what everybody else in the world says, but yeah, my number 3 is Blizzard.
Oh man, I thought that would be your number 1.
No. There are other two that. Well, I mean, you do have that overplayed factor here, which is why it's down a little bit. I Don't Know is just incredible opener.
Absolutely.
Suicide Solution. I love Mr. Crowley. Revelation, Mother Earth, and Steal Away the Night. Revelation, Mother Earth is freaking badass.
Right.
Especially listening to it on 180 gram vinyl. The only song on it that I don't really care for is No Bone Movies, but I think that's kind of unanimous. I don't really even know what that means.
Right.
But there's really not much to say about it. I mean, the whole world knows everything about this album for good reason. It's a stone cold classic. I like the fact that D is on here because almost every Sabbath album had a soft acoustic little thing that broke up, and it's like it adds in a little bit of beauty to this heavy metal album, and the juxtaposition between those two things make it somehow better to me.
Right.
Even though it's just short, D is one of the most incredible guitar recordings of this entire genre. Maybe ever, because it wasn't even really in its own genre. It's more like a classical, which is obviously what he brought to this.
Yeah. And now I have a Quiet Riot cassette and Randy Rhoads plays D on, and it sounds a little different. But
really?
Yeah. He had another version of that that was on the Quiet Riot record too.
I never knew that, man.
Yeah, but the record I have itself, I got it at Big Lots in the 90s on cassette. And it's called like the Randy Rhoads. It has something to do with
like the Randy Rhoads ears or something.
It's like a
that.
tribute to him, and D is on there, but it's not that version of D.
Yeah, I gotta admit, man, Quiet Riot's one of those bands that I just never got into.
Really?
Yeah, I just for whatever reason, other than I don't know, Slick Black Cadillac, that kind of stuff, I just never really liked.
I got you.
And both of their big songs are covers, so that kind of not to bash any band or whatever, but. All right, man. Well, what you got for your number 2?
Oh, number 2 is Bark.
Wait. Well, let's make sure, because I think on the last video we skipped one. So yeah, number 2.
No, yeah, we should be right at it there. I'm keeping a tally on my paper here, but it's Bark at the Moon. Just it's such an interesting sounding album to me that it really catches my attention.
Right.
With the synthesizers and keyboards and the songwriting and the guitar playing and the tone of everything in it. The bass sounds so good on this album to me. And I mean, we talked about the songs "Waiting for Darkness" and everything like that.
I love that song, man.
I mean,
that's one of his best songs.
It is just such a cool album through and through to me. And So Tired. And we've already kind of covered them. But you're no different to me.
You're
What a great
no
song.
different.
No
Yeah.
different to me. Yeah, I think this is it's a bit different to me.
yeah, really.
But it's a bit different. And that's what really makes it stand out to me. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, and then look, this is obvious. I'm obviously not a know-it-all here. It's just obvious. But Randy died. Jakey Lee came in.
Yeah.
Jakey Lee is a 10 out of 10 player.
Absolutely.
But he wasn't that classical bass player that Randy
Or guitar
was.
player.
Yeah, that's what it's, yeah.
I thought you said bass. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. If I did, I apologize. He wasn't that classical type of guitar player
Right.
that Randy was. Like, Randy could do something like Diary of a Madman,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just the eeriest but almost most beautiful thing you've ever heard, but it's got this element to it that's like almost like you're walking into a haunted house.
Right.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, but Jakey Lee is great for other reasons.
Yes.
But, you know,
They definitely have different feels as guitar players.
Yeah.
Way different. And then, of course, whenever the next guitarist comes in, when Brad Gillis plays or whenever Zach Wilde plays or something, there's definitely, you can tell the difference in the albums and the songs and everything.
Yeah, 100%.
But,
and then, honestly, you could actually say that it was almost... I think he probably should have went with another guitarist after Down to Earth, because, like, everything... I think the Zach-Ozzy combo ran stale after a while. Even though they did great work. No More Tears, Osmosis.
But you're thinking after Osmosis is time to...
Well, maybe Down to Earth was fine, because that album was successful, and it did do well, and it was good at the time. But pretty much everything else he did after Down to Earth, with the exception of Patient Number 9, is forgettable.
Absolutely.
And I think that the combo had kind of run stale. I really do.
And then I'm not going to try to venture off of that, but I'm not a big Black Label Society fan.
Me neither. I like one Black Sabbath song. Black Label Society song, and that's it.
But I'm not a fan of that. But I do love his work with Ozzy. I think he was perfect. You know. But anyhow, that was my number 2.
Well, see, you've got one more to talk about, and I've got 2 more to talk about. So I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, see, I started first, so now there's your number 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. So my number 2 is Diary of a Madman.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly...
So you like that eerier,
I love it. Dude, SATO is freaking incredible. Believer is probably one of my favorite riffs in any Ozzy song ever. You said that, you know, Over the Mountain, Flying High Again are kind of played out. Those songs I never get tired of. Flying High Again is always... The lyrics I love. I can fly through mountains, watch me disappear. I can even touch the sky. Swallowing colors of the sounds I hear. Am I just a crazy guy? You bet. I love it. I love that song. I love You Can't Kill Rokken. The only miss on this whole album to me is Little Dolls. But SATO is like metal madness.
Yeah.
I love that song. I'm not sure what it stands for. Maybe somebody out there can tell me. Actually, I think I do. I think it's in the lyrics. I'm just not thinking of it at the moment. Let's see.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't look at the liner notes there they have on it.
I think it's ships. Something about a ship. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's real cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, I love this album. This honestly should be my number 1.
No, I don't even know what is your number 1. I can't remember.
There's one I ain't talked about. It should be obvious.
It's got to be that one. Then.
Yeah, but what can I say that hasn't been said? I'll put this album on, and even, man, it's just like putting on the first Black Sabbath album to me. It's like...
Takes you away.
Well, there's some... I'll say more about this when we do our Dream Theater episode in the future, but some bands I'll listen to, and it makes me want to pick up the guitar. Others I listen to and it makes me want to put it down. This is one of those albums where I'm like, okay, I can't do anything with this. Incredible album, 10 out of 10. If it wasn't for the next one, it would be number 1. And honestly, tomorrow this might be my number 1. It's incredible. Yeah, Diary of a Madman is my number 2. All right, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is No More Tears.
I mean, that's a solid choice.
No More Tears,
man.
And Live and Loud, those kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
From the same tour and whatnot, and man, this album just was so awesome to me. And I know we talked about it earlier, But the song "Sin"
Yeah,
is my favorite
Sin
song
is
by
awesome.
Ozzy.
Yeah,
And
it's the ultimate song.
Segue much. What is this here down in the valley? What is that?
It's just the whatever store I got it from.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I think it was probably an eBay store, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
But this is a cool tape, man. But
yeah, there are some albums that I just want to own on tape, and No More Tears is. I remember having my dad had it, and I have nostalgic for that on tape specifically. Right. So I wanted it on tape. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like songs like Desire for me. What a catchy chorus and just an awesome rockin' song. And Zach's sound on this album can't be beat to me. I mean, this is
I agree.
Great solos, great lyrics, great songs. Zombie Stomp.
Yeah, Zombie Stomp is the only miss.
But you know that's one you can play on Halloween for the kiddies.
Do the Zombie Stomp or however it goes.
Yeah, the kids doing the Zombie Stomp.
Like the Monster Mash or some shit.
But you know, and then Hellraiser, you can play that one on Halloween.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So there you go.
You know, man, I sent you a video. I was in Opelika eating pizza like the week that he died, and I sent you. Everywhere I went, they were just playing Ozzy stuff, and Hellraiser was playing.
I can't believe they were playing
at a
that.
wing place. Yeah, me neither, man. They were just the whole world mourned his death, man.
What a cool place.
All right, man. I guess we're down to my number one.
What's your ultimate?
My ultimate Ozzy album is the Ultimate Sin. This is the album I come back to again and again. I think it's awesome. Killer of Giants is freaking incredible.
Yes, that's one of the coolest, slower songs.
I just love how dark the album is. Thank God for the bomb. This whole peace through superior firepower thing that he was talking about. Secret Loser. The way the album starts with Ultimate Sin, I agree with you about the chorus, but it's freaking incredible. There's not a single song that I don't like on this, and we go way back with the song Shot in the Dark.
Yes.
We back in 2013.
Wow.
Morris and Gore playing our acoustic version of Shot in the Dark.
Yeah.
I got a version that I did on my TikTok channel. Yeah, this is the one I go back to, man. Never Know Why. Never know why we rock. Lightning Strikes. I love it. I mean, it's classic. It's got that almost like a Dehumanizer type campy album cover. But yeah, the Ultimate Sin. I know that's probably gonna be crazy to some people, but this just what my ears like to hear, man. I put on this album, and I'm like, man, this album freaking rules. Every song on it. Again, tomorrow it might be Diary. The next day it might be No Rest for the Wicked. These are all great albums, and this was the hardest list to make, man.
For real.
Because I can't believe Bark at the Moon is my number 5. I could put that album in and listen to it easier than easy as any of these albums, but. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ozzy was always something that I've listened to since the 5th grade.
Yeah, he was very, very foundational for me too. And I think if you're watching this video at this point, he was for you too.
Yeah.
And I think he was a little bit of different things to everybody, and that's why I made the saint comment earlier. He's relatable, but he's also a kind of a god. You know what I mean? He's man, rest in peace. There will never be anything else like him. There will never be a culture that would support an artist like him. It's gone. And I think he started it, and sad to say, I think he finished it.
Absolutely.
But that was our ranking. That was our Ozzy ranking. If you're still watching, thank you.
Thank you.
This was a lot of fun. A little shorter. My back doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah, I feel good. This futon's holding up.
Yeah. Anyway, we got some more great videos planned. We got some more segments planned. We got all sorts of fun stuff. So I'm L.A. Gore.
MSTmike3K.
Thanks for rocking and talking with us, and we'll catch you next week.